Good evening. I promise you this story is not just about me, although I happen to be in the middle of it. But it raises some really serious issues about our borders, about some of the people that are coming into our country illegally, and about the fact that if they come from certain original destinations, we simply can't get rid of them. You may remember a couple of weeks back, I talked about the case of a guy called Madapasa, and he got in trouble. He was arrested in Malmo for carrying a knife. He fled the country and decided on TikTok he'd chart his journey to England via Germany, via Calais. And I posted some of this to say, do we really want people like this? This was Madapasa's response to me 2 weeks ago.
Englishman, Nigel Farage, don't talk about me. You not know me. I come to England because I want marriage with your sister. Don't talk about me more. I gonna come to England. I gonna mother.
Well, I think it's pretty clear what Madapasa meant. Now, since then, we've been trying to work out where he is. He posted a picture of a Waitrose in Bournemouth, but without him in it. But it's pretty clear he didn't manage to cross the channel. There were a couple of aborted attempts. But this morning, at about 7:30 a.m., this video was taken.
Hey, hela UK after me folket. Kola fem butter after me folket. Don't bet that Madapasa komar. Kola dar. The fem butter will come.
That is not a fake. That is a genuine video of him in a migrant boat with 50 or 60 other people, and you could see at the beginning of that shot the French naval vessel. Yes, that's right. The French Navy this morning have been escorting somebody across to our 12-mile line who's threatened to kill a British Member of Parliament. After the 500 million quid we'd paid them, you would have thought they might just be able to do better than that. I've asked the Home Office, the police, is it true that he's arrived? Have you taken him into custody? Is he being questioned? I haven't even had the courtesy of an answer from the Home Office. I guess my real concern is that unless he has been taken away and put behind a locked door, he will simply abscond. But here's the worst part. Because originally he comes from Afghanistan, we will not send him back to Afghanistan because we don't deem that to be a safe country, even though Germany are now sending planes back to Afghanistan. It could be, if he has permanent leave to remain in Sweden, that they'll take him. I don't know. I'm struck that if he's here, he'll be here for a very long time and possibly cost us a huge amount of money. Now, I'm joined now by human rights lawyer, Dr. Shoaib Khan. Shoaib, I know you spoke about this issue a couple of weeks ago, and you thought it might be a good thing at the time if he came to our country and faced justice here. Is that still your opinion?
It is, yes. I mean, obviously, that's a rule of law, or, the point of view from the legal point of view. And so, of course, I mean, I think even now, like you're saying, obviously the Home Office hasn't replied to you. We don't really know. Obviously, you're saying that video isn't fake. I mean, I don't know if we can be sure about that or what that means. But I mean, even if he is here or he has arrived, I mean, I think it would be good, since we are talking about him so much. And since we are giving him, I mean, I'm not sure why we're giving him so much importance anyway, but, so we've had whole talk shows just, talking about him. And I'm guessing that's probably what he wanted in the first place. So I'm not sure, we should be giving oxygen.
I tell you why we're covering him, because there's so many people in the human rights industry like yourself and across centre-left mainstream media who tell us there are poor, innocent people crossing the English Channel, when the fact is there are plenty of young men who wish us harm. And that's why I put this story out. I mean, we don't want this bloke in our country. Shouldn't we just simply get rid of him immediately?
No, not immediately. I mean, let's see what he has to say. I mean, I don't have any problem with that. That's just like saying someone who's already been here or someone who's British. For instance, if it was a British person, a non-immigrant in the UK, and he made the same threat, is that what we would do? Just get rid of him? I mean, I think, there's this mentality about, send someone into exile, drive them to the end of town. I mean, I think that's quite medieval, isn't it? I mean, hopefully, we're a bit more civilized than that. We've developed, we have progressed a bit more than that. So to think, we have courts, we have police, we have the CPS, so yes, I mean, if we think the CPS, like you said, I did speak about it previously, and the point was, well, in fact, yes, we don't trust our police, we don't trust our courts, we don't trust the CPS, then I think that's the main issue here. We have to invest in those and develop and improve those systems. Because if we don't, then that's a really bad thing. Generally, that's a sad indictment of where we are as a country if we don't trust our legal system. But the point is, if otherwise, yes, if someone who's made these death threats, potentially a criminal offense, then yes, let's see what this legal system, how the legal system deals with them, what he has to say for himself, rather than saying,
I think we know what will happen. Even if he goes to prison for a few months, he'll be here for the rest of his life and probably do us no good. Shoaib, thank you for giving us your view. Well, Shoaib not changed his mind at all on that, but I emphasise, I don't doubt his ability, but he is part of the human rights industry. I am joined in the studio by Oscar Redrop, former special advisor to Prime Minister Boris Johnson, and Susie Stride, political commentator. Welcome back, Susie. This issue, Oscar, when you were there with Boris in number 10, it was just beginning to explode, wasn't it? It was just beginning. It was in 2020 when I first went out into the channel to say, guys, we've got a problem. And it must have been in your time there that we had the Lid Airport event, the Rwanda scheme was launched. But even when you guys tried, that plane couldn't leave the runway because of a judge in Strasbourg. And still I see the Conservative Party leadership battle, split down the middle in a sense over this business of the ECHR.
Yeah, it absolutely is. And there were some real, at times, cut-through moments where I think the Conservatives, when they were in power, thought they were making a bit of headway. I remember watching your videos down in, Dover, and it probably sent shivers down a lot of Conservative spines because you were really tapping into something that, the vast majority of people in this country want sorted. And I think Rwanda, in some ways, we were getting close, because we did need that deterrent. I still think we need that deterrent. I thought Lord Sumption wrote a brilliant piece and a brilliant case for leaving the ECHR, and actually the importance.
Very powerful.
It really was very powerful, and actually leaving something, creating something in its place, and actually being really pragmatic and saying, actually, it's not just enough to leave. We have to then form something really solid in its place. And you see instances, and I know, it's not about you actually, and you're right to say that, like today, and we see these really high profile instance of people coming into this country and communities feeling really on edge, and rightly so, about who comes into this country illegally. And it will take real strong action, and that's why I think Rob Jenrick, I think he is probably right to ask that question of the party, and it will be a question for the party, whoever wins. The ballot's closed today, and I'm sorry, and I'm really sorry to say this, and I'm not just going to bash the Labour Party just for the sake of it, because that's boring for viewers, and I'll bore myself doing it. But I have no faith. Smash the gangs is a catchphrase, and that's as deep as it goes.
No, and actually, I think the point, Susie, is that this issue caused the last Conservative government huge political problems. It's going to start to cause your party problems too. I mean, what would you do with a bloke like Madapasa? Do you think he should stay if he's here?
No, I don't. And I think also the thing that's concerning about this is there's two things. First of all, there are genuine asylum seekers that come to this country. For example, my mum works with refugees, and you've got people coming over from Iran who literally, you've got women and men who, if they go, they're going to be tortured or killed, for various reasons, possibly because of their faith or because, or whatnot. So people like this, aggressive, pretty nasty, undermine, for me, those that truly actually do need to seek asylum here. I think on the immigration issue more widely, and I've said this time and time again, that the Labour Party, look, they know, and they need to know, but I think they know that this is a top issue for people, and we have to be humble and we have to listen and know this is a big concern for people, and you have to get to grips with it.
But Oscar makes the point that smash the gangs doesn't mean anything.
Well, yes, there's a few things. Well, I'm not agreeing with that. I think it means something. I think ultimately, I don't think anyone actually has the answer on this at the moment. I haven't heard anyone, and if they did, they'd probably be on this show and they'd be talking about it, and maybe, there'd be good policy on it. I've not heard anyone come out with what is the answer on this, because it is complex.
I'll tell you what we do. Send him back to Afghanistan. Get rid of it.
That's an individual, and look, I agree with you. I think, look, if someone came to this country and was threatening my mum, I'd be like, send him back home, you know. so look, I don't disagree with you on that, but there's this wider issue, isn't there, about immigration, and it is complex, and I don't think anyone's yet come up with a solution. I don't think the solution is purely, tackle the gangs, though that is part of it. And, I think it's one of those things where we're going to have to watch this space. However, what I would agree with you on is we are going to be judged on this. And I would be baffled if, the Labour Party don't know that. I think they do know that. I think the government do know that.
We've gone through 30,000 people this year that have crossed the Channel so far.
Yeah.
That's more than came in the whole of 2023. It all depends on the weather over the course of the next 9.5 weeks. We could be 45,000, we could be more. I just don't know. I don't see any sign of it stopping. The only thing that slows it down is if they can't get hold of enough dinghies. Back to ECHR. Rob Jenrick, strong position, trying to sound a bit like me, but he's going to lose.
Well,
I think we do. I think we do. So the grandees of the Tory party have said, no, we're not going to do that. And actually, I think this issue is going to give you as many problems in opposition as it is Labour in government.
Yeah, well, it'll be the internal. We'll be probably talking to ourselves about it till the cows come home, and it will split people down the middle. I think the one thing, and this is almost a question for you, Nigel, in many ways, because obviously you are a huge stakeholder in this, but is almost strategically, because there will be an absolute absence of anything, of any real commitment or substance from the Labour Party. Can strategically, whoever leads the Tory party, actually just hang back a little bit, let Labour kind of fail? And I know that's not the purest thing in the world to say, but politics isn't always...
Well, I understand it, Oscar, but the problem is that you spent the last 4 years fighting with each other in public constantly, and, well, maybe that will change, maybe it won't.
But look, can I just... One thing, and he may not be the lead of the Conservative Party, but Rob said something quite powerful, and whoever takes over should heed this lesson, I think, which is that the general public do not want to hear from the Tory party unless they can present a genuine, committed, proper solution to the problem.
So no more public bickering.
Yeah, otherwise you're going to come for them,
and
you will.
For everybody.
I think so.
I will. You're right. You will. Well, I'll conclude that piece by saying, we don't want people like this in our country. What positive value is this bloke going to add over the course of his lifetime to our country? Absolutely none, and possibly be very, very negative. He should not, if he's here, be allowed to stay. Oh, and Home Office, hello. I would like to know whether someone that's threatened to kill me is here. Frightfully nice of you. When you get 2 minutes, do let me know.
Using the internet without a VPN is a bit like taking to the road without car insurance. All it takes is one unlucky moment to cost you a lot of cash. We want to help protect you. This video's sponsor, Private Internet Access, is the VPN to help keep you safe. Now, you might be asking, what is a VPN? Well, a virtual private network is an app that hides your IP address and safeguards your internet connection through an encrypted tunnel. This way, it shields your digital life from the eyes of those that are looking to exploit your private information. Whenever you connect to the internet on a public Wi-Fi network, such as at airports, coffee shops, friends' houses, or even in your own home, your data is at risk of being stolen. Hackers that are connected to the same Wi-Fi network have the ability to steal your personal data with ease. T-Mobile reached a settlement this year with the US Federal Communications Commission after they suffered data breaches in 2021, 22, and 23. In 2023 alone, over 37 million customers' data was exposed. And it's not just hackers to be concerned about. Information can be censored. When Canada passed their C-18 bill, social media giants decided to ban news content on their platforms. But PIA can protect your ability to consume the news content that you love. Private Internet Access is available for all platforms: Windows, macOS, Android, Linux, iOS, and you can use one Private Internet Access subscription to protect an unlimited number of devices at the same time. Plus, we've got a huge GBNews discount. Click the link in this video's description and you'll get 83% off PIA. That is under £2 a month, and you'll get an extra 4 months completely free. There's also a 30-day money-back guarantee. So head to piavpn.com GBNews to start protecting yourself digitally today.